Now, away from the US, UK and Saudi Arabia, China's President Xi Jinping's visit to Pyongyang in North Korea is as much about symbolism as it is about substance. It comes just a week before Xi Jinping's meeting with US President Donald Trump at the G20 summit in Osaka. So what has this bonhomie between the Chinese president and North Korea's supreme leader accomplished? This report tells you more.
The North Korean media has described President Xi Jinping's two-day visit to Pyongyang as historic. In fact, the visit marks the 70th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Beijing and Pyongyang. Accorded the status of a state visit, the occasion is also significant as it is the first time that a Chinese president is visiting Pyongyang since 2005. The agenda for the visit was outlined at the very outset in an article penned by President Xi for the North Korean newspaper Rodong Sinmun. No matter how the international situation changes, China would firmly support Chairman Kim Jong-un to lead the North Korean party and people to implement the new strategic line. Accompanied by his wife, Peng Liyuan, Minister of Foreign Affairs Wang Yi, and China's top diplomat Yang Jiechi, President Xi Jinping pulled out all stops during the visit, from diplomacy to economy. This was about strengthening the China-North Korea alliance. North Korea's Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un, aware of the attention this visit has garnered around the world, spared no efforts either. Over 100,000 people lined up the streets of Pyongyang. As the two leaders made their way through the city, Kim Jong-un hosted President Xi at the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun. The two leaders held talks on a variety of issues, including denuclearization. According to the North Korean media, the bonhomie during the visit signified that the blood ties between the two nations are unbreakable. Later, the two leaders also watched a mass gymnastics performance called The People's Country at the Rungrado May Day Stadium. Besides the pomp and splendor and the symbolism, President Xi Jinping's visit is also rooted in hard strategic diplomacy. 95% of all the trade which North Korea carries out with the outside world is with China. Beijing can blunt the impact of the crippling U.S. sanctions on North Korea. It can utilize this leverage to a certain degree to influence how hard North Korea can bargain. After the failed Hanoi summit, talks between the United States and North Korea have struggled to get off the ground, while North Korea itself is caught in a bitter trade war with the United States. So when the scene shifts next week to Osaka for the G20 summit, President Xi will have with him the added North Korean chip to bargain in the bitter trade war. Bureau Report, WION.